us to look at two examples of, to help illustrate this point. And so the first example I would like us to look at is a case where this wasn't done. And this would be in the 13th chapter of Numbers. Numbers chapter 13. That's okay. Numbers chapter 13, verses 26 to 33. Somebody could read that for us, please. Numbers 13, 26 to 33.
Numbers, the book of Numbers, chapter 13, verses 26
To 33.
to 33. Okay. I read. Chapter 13, verses 26 to 33. I read. And they went and came to Moses and to Aaron and to all the congregation of the children of Israel unto the wilderness of Paran to Kadesh, and brought back word unto them and unto all the congregation, and showed them the fruit of the land. And they told him, We came unto the land whither thou sentest us, and sure it flowed with milk and honey, and this is the fruit of it. Nevertheless, the people be strong that dwell in the land, and the cities are walled and very great. Moreover, we saw the children of Anak there. The Amalekites dwelt in the south, and the Hittites and the Jebusites and the Amorites dwell in the mountains, and the Canaanites dwell by the sea and by the coast of Jordan. And Caleb stilled the people before Moses and said, Let us go up at once and possess it, for we are well able to overcome it. But the men that went with him said, We be not able to go up against the people, for they are stronger than we. And they brought an evil report of the land which they have searched unto the children of Israel, saying, The land through which we have gone to search it is a land that eateth up the inhabitants thereof, and all the people that we sought in it are men of a great stature. And there we saw the giants, the son of Anak, which come of the giants, and we were in our own sight as grasshoppers, and so we were in their sight.
Funny enough, this account also involves Joshua as well. He was one of the spies, and it's just so sad how, because the thing is that these people had been here for so ever many years, and now they were on the brink of their victory. They had one challenge left. All they needed to do now was just go in and take it. They've seen how the Lord has delivered him. They've seen the bread come down from heaven. They've seen the water come out of the rock. They've seen the waters becoming clean from the tree that was thrown in it. They've seen so many miracles. And now at the critical point of their victory, what did they do? They began to cower and they began to become afraid. They recognized what was good in the land. They saw, there is pomegranates, milk, honey. This is everything that we dreamed of. But there is this and that, and these people are large, and this is big, and this and that, and this and that, and this and that. These guys should know, for anybody, when you want to have something good in your life, it's going to require a battle. In this case, these children of Anak, Amalekites, Hittites, did they think they were just going to give it up willingly? They would just surrender it to them, say, here you go, you can take it, here you go, I'll just give it to you. You have to expect a fight when you want victory in your life. You have to expect a fight. It is going to be an arduous and difficult fight.
Yes.
But these people, at the first sight of feet, and this was a characteristic of the children of Israel continuously when they were in the wilderness. The Bible records that it's only an 11-day journey from Egypt to the southern border of Canaan. But what did they take? It took them 40 years to get there. And never mind the fact that actually the Bible also says that the Lord didn't take them through the way of the Philistines because he was afraid they would turn back because of war. The children of Israel were not ready to fight. They wanted things to come easy. And when they didn't come easy, they just began to complain. Oh, this and that. Oh, bring us back to Egypt. Where would you want to go? You're going back to the problem. You're returning to the thing that's worse because of fear of war. You have to be willing to battle as a Christian. You have to be willing to battle. And these spies, they focused on the problem instead of the one who gave them the victory in the first place. They focused on the gigantic stature of the people they were going to fight, not realizing that spiritually they were much bigger than those giants were.
Hallelujah.
Much, much bigger. And every time I see, they say that they were like grasshoppers in their sight. How did they know what they saw them as? These people surely heard of them. They heard of them when they were in the wilderness. You know, the Bible even records, even later on with the Moabites, they said they were greatly afraid when they heard the children of Israel were passing through them. Because they knew the Lord was on their side. This was a characteristic. And here they're saying, oh, we were like grasshoppers in their sight. Sometimes we diminish ourselves to the level of a problem.
Yes.
Rather than realizing that, spiritually speaking, these things are like flies.
Yes.
Tiny ants.
Yes.
Tiny cockroaches.
Yes.
And we spiritually, we are far more gigantic than they are.
Yes.
And even when Caleb said, let us go up at once and take possession,
Yes.
the spies said, no, we cannot go up, for they are stronger than we. They started to suppress people who were trying to bring them up. They were trying to push them down. And that is, we have to be very careful who we associate with. Because sometimes you will associate with people who tend to suppress your dreams. Because they don't want to do it, so they think, therefore, nobody should do it. They want to all stay, they want to stay where they are, and not do what needs to be done. And it's just the words they use. I mean, we laugh at it now, but the thing is just, for example, when they said that they said that the land devours its inhabitants. Why would the Lord bring them into a land that devours their inhabitants? Why would he do that? This is the person that has brought manna down from heaven. And he's now bringing them into a land that devours their inhabitants. Doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So I want us to just, have that idea that we're soldiers in the army. And we're soldiers in the army of Christ. And as a result, we're going to have to fight. The Israelites could have saved themselves 40 years and some days.
Yes.
40 years and some days if they were willing to fight right away.
Yeah.
But they had to run around, walk around, just be moving in the circles and circles, frustrating themselves, frustrating Moses, frustrating everybody that was there, instead of just saying, no, as Caleb said, let's just go up and take what belongs to us.
Yeah.
Let's put our feet on the ground, walk in, knowing that we have the Lord on our side.
Amen.
We have to be willing to fight every day. Obviously, it's not a physical fight, but there are many things that we have to fight. Financial difficulties, sicknesses, diseases, all sorts of problems. And if we're not ready to stand up, the enemy is raw. It can be very tricky if we're not willing to fight. And people just lose out on what they have. They lose out. So I would like us though to close by turning to the 30th chapter of 1 Samuel and see a different response. 1 Samuel chapter 13. Seeing a different response as to how we're to handle situations like this. We don't want to be like these spies. We want to be like somebody, like people who know they have the victory. So I'll just quickly read it for us. The Bible says, now it happened when David and his men came to Ziklag on the third day that the Amalekites had invaded the south, and Ziklag attacked Ziklag and burned it with fire, and had taken captive the women and those who were there from small to great. You see, this is what happens when you don't finish the job off. These Amalekites should have been finished by this point. They didn't finish the job off, the Israelites, earlier on. And now it was coming back to bite them. That you can't tolerate. When you have a problem, when you're starting to have victory, you can't just say, "Now I need to relax and I'll just let it just linger there." Now it came back to bite them, these same Amalekites. That now that God said that they should dispose of. He told Saul to dispose of them, told the children of Israel to dispose of them. They didn't dispose of them. Now they're coming back. He said that they burned that Amalekites, they had invaded the south and had taken captive the women and those who were there from small to great. And David and his men came to the city, and there it was, burned with fire. And their wives, their sons, their daughters had been taken captive. Then David and the people who were with him lifted up their voices and wept until they had no more power to weep. And David's two wives, Ahinoam the Jezreelitess, and Abigail the widow of Nabal the Carmelite, had been taken captive. Now David was greatly distressed. So you see again, there's the aspect of fear, right? David was greatly distressed, for the people spoke of stoning him, because the soul of all the people was grieved, every man for his sons and his daughters. But David strengthened himself in the Lord his God. Then David said to Abiathar the priest, Abimelech's son, "Please bring the ephod here to me." And Abiathar brought the ephod to David. So David inquired of the Lord, saying, "Shall I pursue this troop? Shall I overcome him?" The Lord answered him, "Pursue, for you shall surely overtake him, and without fail recover all." So David went, he and the 600 men who were with him, and came to the brook Besor, where those stayed who were left behind. But David pursued, he and his 400 men, for 200 stayed behind, who were so weary that they could not cross the brook Besor. And I'll go to verse 16. And when he had brought him down, they were spreading over all the land, eating and drinking and dancing, because of all the great spoil which they had taken from the land of the Philistines and from the land of Judah. Then David attacked them from twilight until the evening of the next day. Not a man of them escapes, except 400 young men who rode on camels and fled. So David recovered all that the Amalekites had carried away, and David rescued his two wives. And nothing of theirs was lacking, either small or great, sons or daughters, spoil or anything which he had taken from them. David recovered all. Then David took all the flocks and herds they had driven before those other livestock, and said, "This is David's spoils." Hallelujah, hallelujah. You know, there are so many great things in this story, and you know, the first thing that comes to me is David recognized the situation. He saw that he had lost a lot, but he didn't say, "Therefore that is the end of it. Now I'm going to give up and sit down, and that ruins my whole life." He didn't deny what he had lost. He recognized the situation. He wept. But even Jesus wept when his friend Lazarus died, but they didn't dwell on it. He had to exude confidence as the leader. And the thing I like about him is he strengthened and encouraged himself in the Lord his God. You know, again, as I said before, sometimes you are the only person there. Nobody else understands your problem. Nobody else understands your situation. You may even try and explain it to them. They don't get it. They don't get it. They just say, for you, it's painful. It hurts. You have nobody to turn to, nobody around you to help you. But David strengthened himself in the Lord his God. That's the point we need. That's what we need to arrive as Christians. We can't be looking to other people to help, to encourage us. We need to strengthen our own selves in the Lord. That's what David did. He strengthened himself in the Lord. He went in as a first result, and he asked the Lord, "Shall I overcome? Shall I overtake this troop?" And the Lord said, "Pursue. For not only will you overtake them, but you will without fail recover all." Right?
Yes.
And the thing I really like, and I want us to repeat, is at the end, when David took what he had, what belonged to him, even though the enemy was dancing and drinking and everything because they thought they had the victory, David attacked mercilessly. And when he got all the flocks he had, he said, "This is David's spoil."
Amen.
He claimed it.
Amen.
He claimed it. He took possession not only of what he had, he got even more back, and he claimed what he had. He said, "This is my spoil."
Hallelujah.
So I want us to picture in our minds either things that we have lost or things that we are hoping to get, and say to ourselves, and replace your name with David's name. And say your own name and say, this is David's spoil, or this is Joseph's spoil, this is Esther's spoil, this is Kiara's spoil, this is Debbie's spoil, this is mine, this belongs to me.
Hallelujah.
Amen.
This belongs to me,
Hallelujah.
right?
Hallelujah. Yes.
And that is what we have to claim in Christ Jesus. The
Yes.
Bible says that he took hold of that for what we need to take hold of that for which he has taken hold of for us.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
David was a fighter. He knew he had to fight to have victory.
Yes.
Right? And so I want us just to just compare these two in our minds and to just really think about the two different responses people have to situations. It may not even be for us. Sometimes it's for somebody we know and we know is going through difficulty. And we need to just encourage them to remain strong and courageous by reading the Word, by knowing where they stand as a believer, knowing that they are seated in heavenly places in Christ Jesus, knowing that they are the righteousness of God in Christ, knowing that they are a new creature in Christ, and all things have passed away and all things have become new, knowing that they are an ambassador for Christ, knowing that their bodies are the temple of the living God. This is where they stand as Christians. That's what they need to be able to quote to a situation, to a problem.
Yeah.
That's what will keep them going and bring them out on the other side. So my prayer as we read more and more of the Word of God, that we become stronger, more confident in what the Lord can do for us. Then we have absolutely no doubts, no scruples, and no qualms in our minds. So I'd like us to pray these